Alrighty, everybody, hopping into another game today. Let's see what we can get into. E4, E5, assuming knight. Pretty standard E4 opening. And then the bishop is going to probably come to one of these two squares for either the Italian game or the Ruy Lopez. So we're in the Italian game. I'm going to go ahead and do my mirror. This is what I still recommend to play against the Italian. There are variations that you can play, but this is what I choose. So now we're in what's known as the Gioco Pianissimo, the extra super quiet game. Most likely I'm just going to develop in castle. I'm just scanning around to see if there's anything else interesting. I'm debating on, I wonder if an early d5 is warranted here. It's not, because my opponent has two attackers and I only have one defender. So we'll just do our standard development. Nothing out of the ordinary. There is this, there is this move order, which basically gives up two pieces for a rook. I've seen this a lot lately, and I don't know. Okay. So now here we have something. My opponent is looking to. He wants me to push a pawn, sacrifice the knight, and open this up. I am not going to let that happen. The question is, how am I not going to let that happen? So I'm looking at pushing my h-pawn to h5, which basically locks this pawn in place. It doesn't attack this knight, but I don't care about this knight so much right now. I could eventually rotate my bishop back if I have to challenge that knight, but realistically I don't want to trade this knight off. I do not want this to open up. Now there is a threat here, but my opponent, the only thing attacking it is the queen, and I'm happy to give up a knight for the queen there. I'm wondering if now is an opportunity to push d5. d5, it always feels weird in these positions, especially with this attack on the wing. But d5 always feels weird, like I'm giving up something, especially now. So d5 is not in the picture. So we're just going to stick with our d6. We'll bring our bishop out. Actually, we could bring our bishop all the way up here if we wanted. Yeah, so there is a couple of threats here. All right, that comes with check. That just takes with check. I think I'm just gonna go here and try to get rid of this. It's not great because I don't know if that really helps too much. So I'm looking at I'm looking at bishop to g4. I'm looking at bishop to e6. Bishop to g4 just runs into this. So let's just go here. Right, my opponent is threatening here, but I can always grab if I need to. I've got that sufficiently defended. because my knight was no longer defending. Okay. Okay. Um, we have to defend against this and this. So that is the only way to do that. Trading the knights away, and I'm down a pawn. I mean, trading the queens away, and I'm down a pawn. Because this, or I guess this is not so much checkmate. But I drop, I drop the bishop with, man, that's tough. All right, well, this got really ugly really fast. I have this, I guess, but it doesn't really give me much. So this is going to come with check. The knight is going to grab here. So let me just move the rook. There's a possible sacrifice here that I got. I mean, that could happen, and my opponent's going to go up even more material. But, right, so I'm allowing my rook to be pinned. Yeah, this is gonna get ugly real fast, guys. My opponent played this better than I did. I don't know these variations. I'm looking at this. But I'm down so much material right now. The only good thing I've got is my opponent's pieces are blocked in. So if I can get a quick, aggressive counterattack, maybe I can take advantage of the fact that my opponent's pieces... no, I can't because I missed that coming with check. He's just going to rotate around and pick up more material. Yeah, this is falling apart really fast. Really, really fast. I might be able to get a little bit here. I might be able to get a rook back. But my opponent, this knight has just absolutely destroyed my position on the back of the board. Yeah, so my opponent made a correct call there, right? Because this would come on an undefended. Let's just solidify this real quick. Actually, he can take because this is undefended. I have completely blown this game. All right, guys, this is a GG to my opponent. I'm just going to give it to him. I'm not even going to bother playing it out. No sense. Really well played. I don't know how I got so backwards in that one so fast. Just so fast. If we turn on the opening explorer, we could see the correct move order. We've been following it. I guess d6 is playable here, but knight f6 is the pretty standard move order. Yeah, and when your opponent drops the knight down, you castle. That's what we did. The winning percentage has shifted towards shifted towards black, away from white. So it does say d5 is okay here. Let's turn the engine on. Where's the engine? I don't have an engine anymore. Well, I don't have an analysis engine, so I can't help you. There it goes. I don't know why they disappeared. All right, so yeah, right here, it shows that black has an advantage. And that pawn move throws it all away. Hmm. Bishop to g4 is what the engine says. Yeah, but if I go bishop g4, doesn't this just drive me away? And then what? Bishop back to c8? I guess I've cut off the queen. I don't know. Bishop d7. Wow, bishop to e6 was not a good move at all. Because at the end of the day, it is under double attack. And there's nothing I can do to defend it. Wow, this is absolutely 100% where it all went wrong. So I guess I did not take into consideration the fact that this is the defender of the h5 square. And the h5 square is key because that's how the queen can infiltrate. Removing that defender, which my opponent is 100% looking to do, causes serious problems. Because this infiltration became bad news. Did not see that at all. This is defended, so I can move the rook out of the way to give my king an escape route. And then white kind of fizzles out. All right, that's interesting. All right. Another variation would be to use the bishop, check. The opponent has a few more options, but yeah, then we can swing over. See, I was concerned about this, but I guess I didn't need to be, because my bishop is there also covering. Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't need to be concerned about that at all. So, a real crucial moment right here. And I didn't recognize that this puts it under the guise of these two attackers, and that by moving my queen to where I did, I undermine the position. So I'm allowing my opponent to undermine my structure, and then I continue to enforce that by putting my bishop directly in harm's way, and following it up by putting my queen where this pawn was overloaded, having to defend both the bishop and the queen. Yeah, I should have easily just, yeah, queen h6. Yeah, and then what? What is... Yeah, I mean, it's still not easy, right? Because that comes with check. I mean, I guess we're defending there, so we're good. I mean, it's still a massive swing in white's favor, right? White in this point in time is up significant in advantage. White can still castle. White can still castle queenside. In fact, at this point, I might even be looking at that. try to trade away here, right? And then something like that. Yeah, and then I mean, this just absolutely fell apart right here. Look at this swing. Boom. That's over 10 is instant resign. The only thing I was hoping for is if my opponent were to do anything else, right? Because I was hoping for this. Check. Then I can pick up. But even then, that's not... Oh, right. It's still trading material because that comes with check. Damn it. Yeah, there's no good way out of this. All right, guys. This was a terrible game on my part. I just did not recognize at all this... in the Italian game, this e6 square is a key square, and in fact, all of these squares are key because when this knight comes around, the knight jumps into here, yeah, it's this square that's the key square. I wonder if there's a better way to take control of this square. D5, is there any way to get D5 earlier? Yeah, and I guess here, yeah, right here maybe. 1, 2 defenders, 1, 2 attackers. But after that, then what? Right, this is still coming. So now we've got 1, 2, 3 attackers and only 1, 2 defenders. What, do I bring my bishop here? And then just trade away the bishop? I mean, I guess. It's not horrible. I gotta find I've got to go back to my Italian game theory and really look at how to, because this always seems to get me in trouble and I cannot figure out how to get out of it. I cannot figure out a better way to handle this. Knight f6 is the #1 engine move. Castling from here is the #1 engine move. D6 or H6. All right, so I did go a slight, and we knew this. Like when I said that over the board, I said that this didn't feel right, but I needed to do something. But I guess this, I'm not capturing here because this capture. Let's say if the opponent does something like this, right? This capture, all it does is help white, because now my knight is under attack, so I have to move the knight somewhere. And then you get this, and it's game over. I mean, there's nothing to do about that. So this is what we talk about, how castling, when your opponent doesn't, you just have to be careful of this outside. So no matter what, don't capture. Ah, rotating the knight around. Right. Okay, yes. So this is something I need to look at more. Rotating this knight around, because it does add an additional control of the d5 square. It still gives up this, but it solidifies the d5 square control. It blocks in the queen a little bit, especially the queen's defense here. But is that really so bad? For now, I don't think that's so bad. So maybe that's what I need to consider is on when I'm playing black on the Italian game, I need to consider my knight walking over to help control that square. Especially when this knight moves. In fact, let me go back here. Yeah, so immediately castle. Now that this knight has moved, this knight is free. So from here, could I just immediately... Yeah, that's not bad at all. Just immediately look, since they moved their knight, I can look at moving my knight and keep that equality, I guess, a little bit. Granted, this is a strong knight, and it's something that my opponent's going to look to punish, but Yeah, something to consider at least. Not sure. Okay. Alrighty, guys. This was an Italian game. This was an ugly Italian game, but you know, sometimes we make mistakes and we play poorly. So I'm going to encourage you guys to go out and play some more games. Um, look for your mistakes. Look for opportunities to improve. And maybe here I found a way to improve. Maybe here, rotating the knight around. So my opponent has rotated his knight. First thing I'm going to do is castle. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to look to rotate my knight around. Right? Pushing this pawn is an option, but this square is a key square, and I need to remember that. And even now, like now I can still rotate around. I still have time to rotate around. It's not 100% ideal for black, but it's way better than the position I got myself into. By allowing this knight to jump in, really changed the game. So, plus jumping down here with my knight means that I can push my c-pawn and really solidify control here to support my d-pawn push, which is what I want to do. Okay, that's the new game plan. I'm going to jump into a brand new game right away. Maybe we'll get another Italian game and we can try this game plan. Rotating the knight around when white rotates their knight around. Push the c-pawn to support pushing the d-pawn. Sound good? All right, we'll give it a shot. Thanks, guys.